students. Welcome to a very special lecture series on research proposals. This is part number third. I'm Dr. Pervaiz Ahmad. In this particular lectures, we will have a discussions on guidelines on writing a research proposal. So let's proceed toward research proposals. If you remember, we have a lot of discussions on the first two lecture on research proposal. So in this particular lectures, we will have a discussions on guidelines on writing a research proposals. So with the first thing that you should remember about the research proposal is that research proposal is important to your pursuit of a graduate degree. I mean, whenever you have intentions for pursuing a graduate degree, that is a postgraduate degree, that's called MSc, MPhil, or PhD. So for that, you're normally asked to write a research proposal for the field you are interested in. So the proposal is basically as an effect and intellectuals, scholastic contract between you and your committee, and your committee is most probably your supervisor. In some of the universities, I mean, it's a matter, totally a matter between you and your supervisor. But sometimes you know that you have to get approval from your PG office, that is for from postgraduate office. I mean, the well-developed universities, they have the postgraduate office. So first of all, you write a proposal, and that proposal you have to defend in front of a committee. If they allowed, if they found it good, so you are allowed to choose your supervisors and to pursue your degree. So that's important in that respect. So what actually it's mean, I mean, by the proposal we means, or what actually we want to do with that. So the proposal basically specified what you will do, how you will do it, and how you will interpret the results. I mean, this is the policy, a totally policy guideline that you want to provide to the audience, or especially to the university officials that are responsible for the postgraduate study. So you basically trying to convince them that what actually you want to do, how you will do, and how you will perform your work, and how you will elaborate your results. So the objective in writing a proposal is to describe what you will do, why it should be done, how you will do it, and what you expect will be the results. I mean, that is the thing that you basically describe. So, being clear about these things from the beginning will help you complete your thesis in a timely fashion. I mean, if you are clear about your objective, you're clear about your problems, and you convince the committee, the proposal depends committee or your supervisor, you have clear timeline. So I think that that is very crucial for timely finishing up your research work. So a weak or fuzzy proposal can lead to a long, painful, and often unsuccessful thesis writing exercise. So try to avoid that. I mean, do not claim such a thing in your proposals, which you think will be unable, or which you think will not be easy for you to perform. So trying to make it simple, to the point, and easy to perform. So a clean, well thought out proposal form the backbone for the thesis itself. So the structures are identical, and through the miracle of the word processings, your proposal will probably become your thesis. I mean, that's the key point you should remember in your mind, that whenever you write a proposals, so you should, from that particular time, you should imagine, or you should have a decision in your mind that that proposal, finally will be converted into your thesis. Or if we say, if you remember, when we were starting discussion the proposal right from the first lecture, so I told you that proposal is basically a short form of the thesis. I mean, here you give a proposal, and then you give a work strategy, and then you perform your work, and you write a thesis. So I mean, all the thing you have in the proposal. So the only thing is you put the results. I mean, you perform work, you put it there at the last, and you have a bit more discussions as compared to your proposal. So whenever you have the intention for writing a proposal, so be clear, you should not confuse yourself, because that proposal will finally be converted into your thesis. So write it carefully, with a clear objective and with a clear strategy. So a good thesis proposals hangs on a good idea. Once you have a good idea, you can drop the proposal at an evening. I mean, the idea is important. Once you have an idea, a good idea, and you have the plan for that idea, that how you can process that idea, how you can form the experimental work on that idea. So then I think writing proposal is a very simple task. You can just do it in an hour or so. So proposal helps you estimate the size of a project. So don't make the project too big. You should care about your timeline. Normally, if you are pursuing a MSc degree, so it shouldn't be longer than 2 years. Or if you are pursuing for a PhD degree, so it shouldn't be longer or bigger than a duration of 3 to 4 years. So guidelines and writing a research proposal should be like, I mean, if you want to standardize the guidelines on writing a research proposal, so you should adopt a longer standard models. So that should consist a basic proposal outline. And the proposal outline, I mean, you should have introductions. Within the introductions, you know that last time we have discussed about the introductions. So the introduction should normally have the topic area, the research questions. I mean, these are the things that should be included in the introduction section. It should have the significance to the knowledge, and along with that, it should have the background knowledge. I mean, the literature review, that what the people have done, what were their finding, and what was the missing point in their research. So previous research, other than yours, I mean, during the literature review, you will find the shortcoming from the previous work. So during the introduction sections, you should have to talk on that. The previous people have done blah blah blah, and you might have find out some of their drawback. I mean, some of their shortcoming. So you should have to point out that, and at the end you have to give a strategy that how you will overcome those shortcomings reported in the literatures. So interlocking findings and unanswered questions, I mean, that you have to put in your introductions, your preliminary work on the topic, I mean, if any. Normally the people come with the already work. I mean, whenever they're trying to choose a topic or to write a proposal, so normally probably or most oftenly they do the work on that. So if any, in this case, you have done a work of this kind, so you should put that forward. The remaining questions and interlocking logic, uh, reprise of your research questions and the context. Then once you finish, I mean, that was the strategy for writing your I mean, the introduction sections. You find out, I mean, you describe about your proposals. I mean, you introduce your proposals. You give some hints about the literature review. Then you talk about your problem, and so many other things that we have discussed. So after that, you come to the methodology. I mean, you talk about your approach. I mean, the approach you will utilize to perform your experiments. The data needs, I mean, whatever the data you need to perform the methodology, you have to point it out here. You should write it here. Analytical techniques, I mean, whatever the techniques or the experimental setup that you will need to use to synthesize your material. If you are working in the field of material science or physics or chemistry, so you should talk about the analytical technique that you will need to utilize in your technique. So plan for interpreting results. So after performing the experiments, you will probably get, or most often you will get some results. So you should have the capability to interpret result. So here you should have a clear plan for how you will interpret those results. Then the expected results, I mean, you will perform the experiment, so definitely you will get some result. So you should talk about some of your expected result. You should write about the budget, the money that you will need to buy the apparatus or to adopt your own experimental setup or for the sample characterization, etc. uh, you should write about bibliography or references. Normally every researcher have, at the end of your thesis or research articles, or even at the end of your proposals, you have the references and to strengthen your claim. So that you also have to do it in a particular format. So the basic thesis outline, or you can say that for the proposal outline, should consist of introductions. Within the introduction, you should have, a subsection that is topic area, research questions, that is finding, significance to knowledge, literature review. Inside the literature review, you should find out previous research, other and yours. You should a comparison between the previous research that other people's have done and your own research work. Interlocking finding and unanswered questions that you have to identify during the literature review. Your preliminary work on the topic. Then the remaining question interlock logics. Reprise of your research questions in this context. And then when again you should proceed to methodology. So again, let me repeat it again. The inside methodology, you have to talk about the approach you will utilize, your data collection methods that you need to run your methodology. The analytical techniques, maybe the set of the apparatus that you will need for doing your experimental work, and then your plan for interpreting the results that you will obtain by performing your experimental work. Results. So once you get the results, so you should have a plan, or you should have the capability that how to discuss those results and what you can conclude from those results. So that is the capability that you should have while writing a methodology or results of your own work. Then at the end of your proposal, you should have the bibliography information, that is the references that you need to put in order to strengthen your claim. So that's all we have for these sections. We will have some further discussions on the research proposal in the coming lecture. That will be lecture number 4. In that lecture, we will have discussion on the components or element of research proposal. So stay tuned with us. See you in that lecture very soon. Till then, bye bye.